Good to see you again, Casey and Seth. We saw you this morning.
You as well.
Did you see Caroline?
Nice. I miss everybody. How's everybody? Everybody's good?
Yeah.
Missing you too?
Yeah, we're sore because we worked out 2 days in a row with you
Yeah.
guys
Nice.
Yeah.
after a week off.
Come join us tomorrow. It's going to be a good one.
We got some. I think we have some guest trainers coming in.
Oh,
yeah. Boy.
Very special guest.
Somebody's dog.
Started. Put everybody on mute really quickly. I'm going to go over a couple things and then I'll turn it over to Pastor Bahn.
Okay.
I'm just going to put everybody on mute real quick. So, can you see my screen? Okay, great. So if you go to our website, pgfit.com, what I did is I changed our homepage a little bit, so all of our recent news is going to be on the main page of our website. So, for example, the email that I sent out this morning, it talks about the virtual happy hour tonight, and then this is the PG Fit schedule for at least the next week, and this schedule is constantly evolving. So we'll have the video streaming workouts Monday through Friday at 5, 7, and 9 a.m. And then at 6 p.m. on Mondays, we're going to have the online meetup. And then on Fridays, we're going to be having the virtual happy hour. And then this is the link to join, so that link won't change. A couple of things I wanted to go over just really quickly. So if you click on the login icon, that'll redirect you to the membership site where you'll log in. And then you're going to have these documents available until Sunday evening. And then we're going to be uploading some new documents. So every week we'll have new documents for you to download. One that I want to go over in particular is the PG Fit Bingo. So we're going to be launching the PG Fit Bingo this next week. So if you connect 5 in a row. So my wife was telling me that's not how you play bingo, but we're going to make this available to everyone. If you connect 5 in a row, you're going to get a free PEMF session, and you can connect 5 rows, so you can get 5 PEMF sessions. The last thing I wanted to go over is just how to log into the .fit website. So you can go to pgfit.fit.com and you can log in. And then once you create an account and you determine your goal, you're going to have access to all of this information on the back end. So you can actually create a program. You can log your food. One of my favorite aspects of the program are the reference menus. You can also log your activity level. And then there are a lot of other useful aspects of this program, like the dietary support plan. There's a great learning center. So if you have some time, I would highly recommend that you create your .fit program and then set your goal, and then go through and look at some of the resources that are available. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to Pastor Bahn so that he can share a few messages or a few words of hope with us. Let's see here. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen, and then Pastor Bahn, we'll go ahead and turn the time over to you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. I just was quizzing Diane about what we were doing 45 years ago, and she got the answer.
That's how old we are. Yeah.
We were
getting ready to get married.
Yeah, and the significance of that is that we were married at the Lutheran Chapel of Hope at Southeast Missouri State University in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Significant for us is the whole idea of hope. And Michael reached out to me and, asked if I could share some thoughts about hope. And Diane's very much a partner with me in ministry and in life. And so she may chime in a little bit for us. So I want to do 2 things. I want to share a few things on the religious basis of hope, the Christian faith that really shapes my hope personally. And then I want to offer also some things that I think would be applicable to especially PG Fit folks that have to do with hope. And to do that, I want to kind of lead into it by mentioning a few people. You might remember the movie Chariots of Fire. And it was about Eric Liddell, who was a Scottish runner and who was in the Olympics in what year was it? 1924. And he refused to run on Sunday. He was very adamant about this, and really it became quite a significant uh, standing point. What would you call that? Last stand or whatever for him. He just was saying he was not going to do that. He was going to hold true to his religious beliefs. And at the same time, he was one who said when he said, "When I run, I feel God's pleasure." And that's kind of a neat thought for us to have here. But significant about the mention of Eric Liddell and the idea of the chariots of fire is the passage in Isaiah chapter 40, where it says, "Even youths will become weak and tired, and young men will fall in exhaustion. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." And he used that as a passage for himself to think about, running and being faithful to God and looking to God. What's interesting also about this is where it says here, those who trust in the Lord, that particular word, trust, is also translated those who wait for the Lord and those who hope in the Lord. So different translations of the Bible have those three words, waiting, hoping, and trusting. And so those three terms are really intertwined. They relate to one another. So if you think about hope, it has to do with who are you trusting, what are you trusting in, and also hope has to do with waiting, recognizing that things are not immediate. Things are not always happening right now. And boy, I mean, we're thinking about that and experiencing that during these days of challenges with the ever incredible and increasing infection rates and all the things that are happening with the COVID-19 virus. It's very obvious we're waiting, and we're yearning for something, and we're hoping for something that we are looking forward to in the future. The key for me personally is to tie that to my trust in God and believing in Him. And I'm waiting on Him, and I'm trusting in Him and looking to Him for the substance of my hope. So that's the thought that I thought was kind of neat from Eric Liddell. The other person I would mention is a guy by the name of Admiral James Stockdale. And if you've read Collins' book, From Good to Great, you may recognize that name. Stockdale, I read a little bit more about him. He was a prisoner of war at the infamous Hanoi Hilton prisoner of war camp on September of 1965. He was shot down and he ejected, and he went into a little village. He was beaten severely, taken prisoner. And if you read about him, the experiences that he had in prison were horrible, to the point of they were going to make a kind of a show of him. And so to avoid being used as propaganda, he actually slit his scalp so that he was bleeding. They put a hat on him, going to try to still make a point of him. He beat himself with a stool, again, in prison, to disfigure his face. He was absolutely adamant about not being used as a propaganda source or as any kind of encouragement for the people. He was an incredible man. He actually was vice president candidate. I didn't realize that. I think with Ross Perot during one time, which is kind of an interesting thing. When he slept at night, he was, for a period of time, he was put in a cell of solitary confinement, a 3-foot by 9-foot cell, and they put him in leg irons to sleep. So can you imagine that? How incredible that is. Do you have something you want to say? I mean, seriously, it's okay. All right. But now the Stockdale paradox is something that he observed. When he was in prison, he looked at and noticed that there were basically 3 groups of people, 2 of which didn't survive. One of the ones that didn't survive, one of the groups that didn't survive, is not surprising. They were the people who came in and they saw only the brutal facts. It was a hopeless situation. They said, this is horrible. We're not going to make it. They're going to kill us, whatever. And they did not make it. And then also, there was another group that didn't survive, and this is kind of interesting to me because it was the eternal optimists, the people who were saying, "Hey, we're going to get out by Easter. We're going to get out by the 4th of July. We're going to get out by, by Thanksgiving, whatever." And Easter came and went, and they were still there. And the 4th of July came and went, and they were still there. And so forth. So they had a constant disappointment, I guess you could say. They had this kind of pie-eyed optimism. So he said, "So who were the people who made it? The people who made it were the people who faced the brutal facts and yet held on to hope. They were the ones who were able to survive the terrible kind of treatment that they experienced there, and the way they did it." And this is an interesting quote. He said, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be." He went on to describe this himself as the Stockdale paradox, that you face the brutal facts, you hold on to hope. So I'm thinking, in our situation now, the brutal facts are she has to put up with me. I'm here, because we're stuck at home and we'd like not to be. We can get out once in a while and do a little bit of walking or exercise, and that's good. But the brutal facts are this is not a happy time. This is not an easy time. And as I looked today, I saw one of the graphs of the virus in the United States, and it's just going straight up. The amount of cases. It's a brutal thing. And I don't know about you, but when this thing first started happening, I kind of dismissed it. I think I just thought, oh, it's just an overhyped thing. It's not overhyped. It's a very, very real thing. So facing that brutal fact and yet holding on to hope that, well, we have an incredible amount of resources in our nation, the willingness of our government leaders to provide an incredible amount of stimulus to the economy to keep us afloat that way. We have excellent doctors and nurses and medical facilities, better than probably most all in the world. And so the hope is that those kinds of resources will be able to be brought about to bear on the disease and the problem we have. The hope is we're not always going to be locked in our homes. The hope is one day we'll be able to get back to the gym. The hope is that, we'll be able to give each other high fives and hugs and all those kinds of good things that we want to do. But in the meantime, we just have to say, okay, these are some brutal, hard facts, and we have to live with them. So when I think of hope, I like to use this expression. Hope is holding on, praying expectantly. So I hold on to the promises of God. I hold on to the hope I have in Him, the idea of what might be in the future. And holding on implies that there's a force that I'm dealing with. There's a challenge that is there, that there's a resistance that I have. But I'm praying expectantly. I'm looking to God to help me during this time. So hope is holding on, praying expectantly. And I thought, okay, so what would that be if we wanted to kind of make this a PG fit kind of acronym for hope? First of all would be healthy habits, that we would maintain healthy habits. And this is a hard time. I tell you, it's tempting to just give in to the comfort food. And I may have done that a few times. But I mean, isn't it real? It's very real. It's very easy to say, let's just give in to these maybe unhealthy habits. So hope, I think keeping it strong has to do with let's maintain some healthy habits. And Michael, thank you for doing the virtual workouts. I didn't think that was going to be a good deal, but it's a winner. So it's good. And I appreciate that. I think that's a good, healthy habit to maintain. Secondly, in terms of hope, so healthy habits, observe what you observe. And I think this is critical as well. You can go on Facebook, or you can go on Instagram, or you can go on The Verge, or whatever, take your choice. And you can get one slant or another. You can get craziness. You can get, there is a respected Christian church leader the other day, one of my friends was talking about this, who went on a rant, and it was just all gloom and doom. And it's like, I don't know that I need that. So you got to observe what you observe. And that includes, oh man, I forgot to do it. we have a beautiful hibiscus in back. And, you know, I love taking pictures of flowers. So if it's still there tomorrow, I'm going to take a picture of that hibiscus bloom and, you know, observe those things, because the flowers are growing and they're still blooming and good things are happening. And you have, oh, Diane took a picture. Did you take a picture? All right. She's going to maybe, it won't be there tomorrow. Well, maybe another one will take its place. So there you go. It's just gorgeous. So
Okay.
yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, so observe what you observe. Be careful and make sure that you're looking at the beautiful things and, you know, observing the kinds of things that are out there. Notice the birds. Yeah. You know, those kinds of things. And then the third page. No, so healthy habits, observe what you observe. Third would be practice patience. And I think that's toward yourself and toward others. These are stressful times, and people are going to, you know, they're going to make you, they may make you mad. They make you, you know, maybe push your buttons a little bit. So just, you know, practice patience toward others, toward yourselves. And then I'm just going to say it, exercise. I really think that's a good thing. And I'm not just trying to, you know, get brownie points here. Some of you know my story. In 2013, I had established the date of 2016, the end of 2016, to have been retired. And some things happened, and I kind of had a change of heart, and I went and shared that with some of my elders who I confide in. I said, you know, I'm thinking I'm not wanting to retire at the end of this year. And one of them very wisely said, so what has changed? Why did you say in the first place? And what has changed? So for me, at that particular time, I was tired. I was wrung out. And what changed is I started exercising, and it made a huge difference for me personally. I became much more capable of just having energy to do the work I had to do, even though, you know, it's a lot of sitting and a lot of, you know, just brain work. But the other thing about exercise, and so what happened was I decided, okay, I'm going. And so this is my last full year. The plan is to, you know, end my senior pastor ministry at St. John the end of January the next year. But I've got a lot more energy, and a great degree of that has come because of exercise. So I highly recommend that. And the other thing they've discovered about exercise, this is amazing to me. There was a group of teachers and a school that was done a study, and they made their students, and these were very poorly performing students. These were, they were kind of like the troublemakers and the way underperforming students. They made their students do 40 minutes of vigorous exercise before they engaged in their classroom studies. And their grades went up. Their attention span was extended. It had an incredibly positive impact on the function of their brain. So if you want to think about hope, part of that has to do with just exercise and just being, you know, taking good care of yourself and your body and doing that. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope that you hold on and pray expectantly, and I hope you have healthy habits, that as you observe what you observe, that you practice patience and you continue in your exercise. So thank you, Michael, for helping with that as well. So blessings to you all. It's great to be able to share this, and I hope it's been helpful.
Well, Pastor Bahn, thank you so much for sharing that. That was incredible, and you said much better than I could. So thank you so much. Mm-hmm. But now this is an opportunity for anybody, for us just to socialize. So if anybody wants to take themselves off of mute, we can. If you have any questions specifically for Pastor Bahn, you're more than welcome to ask him, or for anybody. Or it's just a time to talk with everybody on the call. I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone. Does anybody?
So I'm curious. I have a question for everybody else. What's your drink of choice today? I'm just really curious.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey.
I'm drinking green tea.
Is everybody drinking water? It's not much of a virtual.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I have water.
I have a hot green tea.
Hot green
Green
tea,
tea.
water. What about you, Brian? Yeah.
I am a vodka and club soda drinker, so I'm actually drinking a cocktail. So cheers.
Hey, that's fine by me. I really thought about that.
Honesty is the best policy.
Well, David,
I debated on brandy, but I would have wanted to put it in ice cream, and that just seemed wrong to do that in front of all of you. So it's green tea.
David, you're a red wine drinker, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
So I thought. What about you, Diane?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
What about you, Phyllis?
I've got water right now, but I had my peach green tea earlier.
Okay.
Notice how she said right now.
What about you?
Yeah.
What about you, Cheryl?
I actually don't have anything because I was kind of late getting in, so I didn't have a chance to get me anything to drink, but I am normally a red wine drinker.
Okay. And Gerald, Irma, what about you? Well, does anybody have any questions for Pastor John?
This is Jerry. Red wine is my favorite. That's what I like. I like those. But now I'm abstaining through Good Friday. So
Good for you.
Yep.
It's got to be tough, especially over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, boy.
Knowledge is my only thirst, guys.
You
Share some with us. What do you know?
Hey, we did something the other night that was really fun, and we're going to do a version, a little bit larger version we did the other night, maybe somewhat like this. But we had a virtual dinner with another couple. And so we did Zoom, and it was great. We did have some red wine that night. And
we even picked up food from Pelly Pelly.
yeah, Pelly Pelly has a deal going right now, $10 free delivery, $10 a meal. And their food is delicious. So
we just chatted over dinner. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody saw the post in the PG Fit members private page, but Frio. What, Seth? What's the name of
Frio Grill.
So it's Frio Grill off of Mushki. But if you can, especially during this trying time, please support the local businesses, the local restaurants.
Yeah.
They have great food.
They do. We've been there.
I had fish tacos last time.
Ah.
I want to know why we only see the side of Seth's face.
Casey, you want to answer that?
Facing sideways.
No, I plead the fifth.
I'm playing FIFA.
Oh.
So you weren't really listening?
Oh, he was listening. I'm sure he was.
Oh no, I listened the whole spiel about hope. I saw the hibiscus. I have it muted. I'm a great active listener.
I need to send you my notes.
Yeah, me too. Right.
That's good. Good.
Or this. Here, I can send you the audio file. How about that? That's so Mark can hear it later because he's out mowing.
I was drinking some of that knowledge Casey was talking about.
Sandra, you were out at your dad's?
Yes. Yes. That is not my fox up there, nor my deer head. Those are not mine.
But you said you got some new calves, right? That you weren't expecting?
Yes. Yes, there are 9 on our bullless farm.
There's a bull there somewhere.
Yeah. He grew up after the big guy died, and we didn't expect it, and so we ended up with 9 babies that we weren't expecting.
Wow.
It's been very fun. We saw a new one just yesterday.
Hey, Phyllis, I love your background. Did you all know you could do that?
I didn't know, but I was, and so I don't know how to get rid of it now.
It's the 3 dots, virtual background, and we'll do this one.
Casey,
what's that?
How did you do that? Oh,
I see.
It's the 3 dots.
You can do that.
Go to where?
I don't see the 3 dots.
Well, it's all the way in the upper right-hand corner, and then you can put it virtual background. And let's see, how about that? Oh, that's one of
I
mine.
don't have that.
This is my picture.
So where do
This
you?
is one of my photographs.
You
How
upload?
about that?
Show us like you're back on the Safari.
Well,
Oh, I can't do that.
Mine just says record up in the right hand corner.
Mine just
But if you click,
We could show you Safari.
if you click right below the record button, 3
Okay.
dots should show up. Should.
No, they don't. I have this trouble all the time with my family. I never seem to have the same thing everybody else has that shows up.
I
Maybe-
don't
I
have
have
that either.
I have the 3 dots at the bottom that says more. So that must
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
okay. Oh, all
I
right.
don't have that either.
Now, chat, meeting
'Cause she's on a-
settings,
she's on a phone.
minimize, virtual background.
Virtual background.
Okay. Now, how do I get rid of this? None. Oh, there we go.
How do y'all do that?
Hey, let's all go to San Francisco.
So I'll go to San Francisco.
Yeah, I walked 10 miles from church to that bridge.
Oh, that's right.
In a skirt and socks and tennis shoes.
I'm impressed. But you do those kinds of crazy things on vacation.
Yeah, I do. I didn't mean to do that one.
Nice,
10 miles. That's a walk.
It was a long way. We didn't plan on it. Maybe some of us did, but some of us didn't.
Because we were supposed to go to San Francisco.
Okay, Pastor, you're disappearing. You disappeared. Okay, I have none of those dots you're talking about. I cannot find any of the stuff that changes.
I'm not finding anything like that.
Me either. I've got mute, stop video, invite participant, share screen, chat, record reactions. What's reaction?
You have any more?
No.
Well,
Up at the record is on my left side.
Come on, Abby. Come on, honey. Come on.
Record is over there. Speaker view is on the right. And then there's full screen view. I think that's what we have. No, I have no
Well,
more.
I have the same thing. you
Some
have.
of us can do it, and some of us.
I can't do it.
Well, what is new about that? But you keep disappearing.
I'm just holding my blue cup in front of it, in front of my face.
Okay, see, it
I
doesn't
say out
work.
loud that I love everything
This
that's
doesn't work.
happening right now. It's making me really happy.
Here, I can do this.
Yeah, I've got you here.
Good. Oh, that
All
was
right.
Sandra, yes.
A real animal.
This is the best I can do for you.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's Molly.
Yeah, that's the only cat that likes me.
Yeah, I wish I could get a background.
We've got 2 dogs and 3 cats. I don't.
Wow.
I'm not gonna put him up there, so I could see. Let's see, I can show you another guy on the wall up there. Maybe I don't have to pick this up. There he is.
There he is.
I want to know about
Bambi.
the colorful background behind Casey.
No, how they do
Yeah.
that? I have the same thing you have, Sandra, the same setting. I don't have any of those.
I can't
That's
get to any
cool.
of that. I just have to be entertaining.
So where'd you get that, Casey?
It's wall decor.
Wall decor?
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you make it? Did you draw it?
Look, you guys want to see something really cool? I put this up during Christmas, and I just didn't take it down because I thought it was fun.
Well, I like it.
That doesn't look Christmassy.
Looks nice.
That does.
Oh, nice.
Lights.
Lights.
I don't. You see lights. If you click on him, does he get bigger? No.
Oh, I have the same thing you have, Sandra. So on the right.
Buy Steven's iPhone.
Yeah.
Seth he's getting a haircut for the videos we're going to be shooting tomorrow.
Oh, so
All right.
oh, he's driving. I see.
Don't tell anyone. I'm not getting a haircut.
Not even those ones on your face.
Oh yeah, he's gonna trim that too.
I got a haircut today.
Just
I did
one?
it myself.
Do you do that yourself?
I did it myself.
Um,
Yeah, just one.
My husband has a Flowbee. Do you remember those?
they kind of suck the hair, right?
Right. With a vacuum and.
Oh, nice.
But I am not using that. I will just go without a haircut.
My husband has hair kind of like Pastor Bahn, and so it doesn't really need a Flowbee.
Yeah, this is true.
But he doesn't do it himself, so he needs some lessons.
Out of there. Hey, get out of the flower bed. Get out of there.
Yeah, I think when this is all said and done, all the
Who are you
babies are
talking
gonna do
to?
really well.
Who's in the flower bed?
Okay.
Elephant behind it.
So how come everybody just rearranged places? Casey's now up there by me on my screen.
There you go, Casey.
Oh,
Nice.
how are you doing that?
Yes. Nice little fun fact about Casey is he's deathly afraid of cats.
Really, Casey?
Oh, give him the lion then.
No, it's funny because I enjoy big cats. The little house cats kind of freak me out a little bit.
There's a cat.
Show him the one in the tree. Didn't you have it on your blog today?
Yeah, but I don't know if I've got that. I don't have that online.
That was awesome.
So, Casey, I want to know why you're afraid of house cats.
I honestly have no idea. I have no clue. If anything bad happened to me when I was a kid with house cats, I must have blocked it out, but I don't know.
Cheryl.
Oh, look, Cheryl's got her cat. It's okay.
This is.
Because they're mean.
I think Casey met him the other day when we were doing
it.
Nice. What's your cat's name, Cheryl?
Neve. My son named her Neve because she was more white, and I think it's another language for snow or white.
Okay.
But I just call her Kitty.
Molly right here. And then there's Pete.
All right.
And then we got one more Gus. And we've got dogs, Ty and
We had the worst cat in the world. How long ago was that? Anyway, sometime in the past. You'd be walking across the room and it would jump and bite your ankles. It was horrible. And so it would get out and get in fights and everything. So finally we just had to take it to the shelter, animal shelter. So to do that, I got on long sleeves, I put on leather gloves so I could get it and put it in a box to take it. And all the way there, it was just like, it was just amazing. We were glad to be rid of that cat. It was not
Okay, y'all, you have to
Hey, Mark.
meet Mark. Okay, he has a cocktail because he came in from mowing. It's Samuel Adams cherry wheat. So he's gonna get to have that.
That's good.
And it's really good.
How are you, Mark? It's nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
That was Michael, whoever was talking. I don't see you on here, Michael. Oh, here he is. He's right here. That's Teresa and Victoria. She belongs to Seth, who went away. Oh, here he is. That's Seth. And I don't know Mary. Hi, Mary. Hi, Cheryl. And we know those guys right there.
Hey, Mary Jessie's been working out at 5 a.m. almost every morning.
Oh, wow.
I'm just
impressed when I can get there by 7.
Rename, pin name, video, and profile picture. Mine says nothing about background anywhere.
You're still trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure out background. Because in the top right corner, like you said, there's 3 dots on a square. But on that just makes a full picture. It doesn't show any background.
Do you have the app downloaded on your, are you using your phone, your computer, or your iPad?
A laptop.
Okay.
So there's a little box on the right. That's gallery view or speaker view. But there's no little 3 dots.
How close are you there, David?
What's that?
Did you have your 200 millimeter lens on?
Yeah, I had my 350, but we were 20 feet.
Yeah, we weren't that far.
15 feet.
But we were in a vehicle, not on the,
Right.
I wouldn't tell anybody that. I'd be like I was about hands distance away.
Yeah.
On ice cream.
Well, and this isn't real sharp. I don't know. It's okay, but I have better ones. This is one of my favorites, so I can share this. This is really cool. Ooh, by the way, there's a hyena and there's a leopard, and they're kind of in a stare off right there.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Did you take that?
Yeah.
Were you on safari?
Yeah, we were on a 1 day or 2 days, 1 night safari. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's amazing.
Okay, while you're finding another picture, I have to show y'all this. Mark's been outside mowing. Can you see that?
Well, 20,000 steps.
Steps.
Wow, impressive.
Wow. I think he deserves 2 beers.
You deserve 2 beers.
Hey, that's more steps than I've taken in the last 2 days, I think.
Well, he
That's
tried
pretty
to show
impressive.
you the picture of the pasture he was mowing. It wasn't a yard.
So did you do it by hand?
I'm gonna leave y'all.
I'm thinking it probably a riding mower.
Most of it.
Some of it with a riding mower. I guess maybe the brush hog didn't work.
Sandra, okay.
Is that you, Phyllis, leaving us?
Okay, come on.
Are you leaving us, Phyllis?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Me and technology. I don't want to say you're lucky to have me on here, but I'm lucky to be on.
We get it.
It looks like Seth is taking us to Home Depot.
20,000 steps. Abby and I are going to do a few around the block. I don't know if you can see her or not. Abby?
Hey, Phyllis.
Let's see here. Can we show them you?
Invite.
Oh, looky there.
Share the screen. Record.
Hey, Phyllis, I got a question for you real quick. Did you get a lot of...
Are you chopped cut it?
Did your house flood during Harvey?
I'm sorry?
Did your house flood during Harvey? Because you're.
It flooded twice. I had the tax flood, and then I just got put back together after that, and then I had Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But it's all good. It really worked out well for me. The house got an update, and so.
Gotta go, folks. So bye.
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 Yeah, I went over to Phyllis's yesterday and dropped. She lives.
Thank y'all.
Street.
Thank y'all for doing that. You know, I'm having a hard time doing the videos because I created an area in a small little study room in there. But of course, the getting up and getting down is such a problem for me, but I'm trying to do what I can.
That's the key. Do what you can.
Exactly.
I did
feel
it
like
one
Seth
day.
doesn't know that his phone is still on.
Do what?
I feel like Seth doesn't know that his phone is still on.
I know my phone's still on.
Yeah, but do you know that we know?
So I hope to get on and do some of the exercise classes this week. Last week, I found out that my daughter-in-law, you can keep this in prayer, my daughter-in-law that has the baby that just got home from NICU had to go back to work. And she's a nurse practitioner of all things in infectious disease.
Mm.
And so she does rounds at several of the hospitals in the Woodlands. And so far, they've done a good job at keeping her away from patients that would, you know, be of that type and more caring for wounds and other things. But
I made that up.
it's a big deal.
Wow.
So
That
we
is a big
spent
deal.
time- yeah, we spent time, you know, because our baby can't be alone and has to be observed, they're helping with her and letting them sleep. So spent a lot of time there last week.
Who's joining us for the 8 a.m. tomorrow?
I don't think we are.
Anybody? Cheryl? Mary Jessie?
I do need to.
I think.
Do we have to sign up for the group class?
Yeah, go ahead and go on PG Fit and then do the sign up like you would sign up for a regular group class.
So you can do it through the app.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So is that the only way that you get the invitation to get to Zoom then?
You get the invitation that way, but it's the same link. So it's the same link for the happy hour, the online.
Same link as this?
It's the same meeting ID.
Okay. Well, I just loaded this on my computer, so that'll be easier than trying to do it on my phone, which is what I did the other day with a headache.
Awesome. Mary Jessie, are you joining?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm scheduled to, but this morning after we worked out, I put on a Soka workout video and was doing it, and now my ankle's swollen. So
Oh, wow.
it was fun.
What kind of workout was it?
It was Soka.
Soka.
Yeah, it's like reggae music. Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was fun.
So is it dancing or just moving to music?
Yeah, it's dancing.
Isn't that kind of like Zumba? Like, isn't that what it was called?
Yeah.
Zumba? The dancing?
Well, I found it.
That leaves me out.
It said dancing to soca workout, and I thought, okay, let's see what this is all about. Yeah, you should leave that stuff alone.
Well, I know Victoria's going to work out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're about to sign her up here in a second.
All right.
You know what? Peer pressure at its finest.
About signing up, I'll sign you up, okay?
I'll do it if you sign me up.
And then
It is. Your word is your bond. Your word is your bond.
Hey, 8 a.m. See you there.
and then Cheryl,
No,
I'll sign you.
listen. You don't know. Oh man.
And Cheryl, I'll sign you up too.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, so now you're committed.
Now I'm committed.
Really, don't really sign me up, okay? Just saying it.
Well, I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their evening to join us.
Thank you, Michael.
And thank you so much for
Yeah, thank you.
sharing a message of hope with us during this trying time. And if you can, please join us for the workout tomorrow. If not, we'll see you next week. So thank you.
Monday.
So Michael, thank
Thank you, Michael.
I can't
Thanks,
believe-
everybody.
I can't tell
Blessings,
you what a
everybody.
treat this was.
Yeah, it was great.
Bye.
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 Bye.